Good morning and a warm welcome to you all the dignitaries present today. I welcome you all to 21-day winter school on modern practices of plant and animal nutrition for sustainable agriculture production and Dharwad, Karnataka, University of Agriculture Sciences, Raichur, Karnataka, in collaboration with NADCL, National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla, UT of J&K. Uh, now this session is being started and session is being recorded also. I invite Dr. Manjunatha in place of Dr. Ratna Nashine, who is the organizing chairman of this 21-day winter school. Unfortunately, due to her, she's unwell, and Dr. Manjunatha is going to take. Please start, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Mazid. Thank you. My voice is clear, Mazid.
Yeah, you are not visible though. Can you start?
Yeah, now, we see the two are there, mine. The
Okay.
Manjunatha, I'm speaking. Yeah, I'm visible. Okay, Mazid.
Yes, sir, you are audible as well as visible.
Okay, thank you. Good morning to one and all. Myself is Dr. Manjuna. I'm assistant professor, the Department of VCC, Veterinary College, Hassan. I'm also as an
Hello.
joint organizing secretary. Hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm joint organizing secretary for this on Winter School 21 days. Yeah, good morning to one and all once again. Today we are in a galaxy of a renowned personality on this virtual 21 days winter school. That's on modern practices of plant and animal nutrition for sustainable agriculture production and intensive livestock development. Is jointly organized by ICR, IGFRI, Southern Regional Research Station, Dharwad, Karnataka, University of Agriculture Science, Raichur, Karnataka, and National Agriculture Development Corporation Limited, NADCL, Baramulla, that's Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. This is our sixth, that's on a virtual training program. We conducted around five on an online only in the month of February, in the month of March, August, October, and December. This is our sixth, that's a 21 days national training program. For this, you are a galaxy of a renowned personality over here. I'll welcome one by one. Now, that's today's our chief guest, Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav sir, Honorable Director, ICR, IGFRI, Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh, with us. I welcome you, sir, on the by my side and also the from all the organizing team and also from the participant side. I welcome you for this function, sir. Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, sir. Welcome you, sir. Then our guest of honor, Dr. A.K. Tripathi, sir, Dean College of Dairy Technology, DSVC, the Kamadhenu Vishwavidyalaya, Chhattisgarh. He is also with us. I welcome you, sir, for this function, Dr. A.K. Tripathi, sir. And I welcome one more our guest of honor. Yeah, thank you, sir. As our one more guest of honor, Dr. K.N. Kattimani, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Agriculture Science, Rajur. Because of an unavoidable situation, sir is not attending. In this place, Dr. M.G. Patil, sir, Director of Education and Register, U.S. Raichur is with us. I welcome you, sir. Welcome you for this session. Dr. M.G. Patil, sir. Okay, thank you, sir. And today our presidents, Dr. M.B. Chetty, sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Agriculture Science, Dharwad, Karnataka. Today is our president of this 21 days training program. For this training, I'm going to welcome you, sir. Dr. M.B. Chetty, sir. I'm welcoming you.
So much. Thank you very much.
Yeah. And our organizing team is there. That's in that. Today, I'm going to introduction address will be given by our organizing director, Dr. Ratna Nagaratna Birada, Principal Scientist, Office of In Charge, IGFRI, Southern Regional Station, Dharwad, Karnataka. I welcome you for this function, madam.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam. And I'll welcome all the organizing members. And also the most important, our participants. That's I think is more than 100 150 participants for this function, this one training program. Earlier also, there are more than 100 participants, maybe around 200, 250 participants have been attended our some previous 5 training program. This training program also the more than 150 participants are there. I welcome you one and all for this 21 days training program. I welcome each and everyone for this one today 21 days training program. Now I'll request Dr. Nagaratna Birada, Principal Scientist, Office in Charge, ICR Indian Grassland Fodder Research Institute, Southern Regional Station, Dharwad, Karnataka, to give introductory address. Madam, please, I'm handing to you.
Thank you so much, Manjunath. Thank you so much. The most respected dignitaries connected to us virtually, Dr. M.B. Chetty, Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Agricultural Sciences, Dharwad, and President of today's program. Dr. Vijay Yadav, Honorable Director, Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Jhansi, and Chief Guest of today's program. Dr. M.G. Patil, DOE and Registrar, UAS Raichur, and a guest of honor for the today's program. Dr. A.K. Tripathi, Dean, College of Dairy Technology, Chhattisgarh, a guest of honor. Dr. R.A. Shah, Managing Director, National Agricultural Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla. Dr. M. Chandra Naik, Course Director from UAS Raichur. Dr. R.V. Kumar, IGFRA Southern Regional Research Stations Coordinator and also Head of Division, Grassland and Silvipasture Management and Patron for this program. My own colleagues, Dr. Narendra Kulkarni, Course Convener, Dr. Vinod Kumar, Course Director, all other dignitaries who are connected with us, friends and participants. I have been given a very pleasant task of giving introduction about today's program. This winter school, as you all know, it is organized in collaboration with Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute's Southern Regional Research Station, Dharwad, University of Agricultural Sciences, Raichur, along with NADCL, Baramulla. You all are, I'm sure, aware about IGFRA as well as UAS Raichur. But when it comes to NADCL, much of us may not be knowing. NADCL actually stands for National Agricultural Development Cooperative Limited, located at Baramulla, Jammu and Kashmir. It comes under Ministry of Cooperatives and it is involved in organizing many training programs. I'm very proud to say that so far it has organized nearly 7,890 such programs. Coming to the inter-school topic, how do we have chosen this topic is basically we thought that the Indian farmers are following the mixed farming. And so to connect with both plant and animal sciences related topic, we kept the topic very broad. The another reason is that most of the winter schools are very specific to a particular domain of the subject. However, we all understand that the research paper which has got an interdisciplinary approach is valued more. At the same time, all of us in one or the other point of our profession are going to act as or going to share the responsibility of extension work. For doing this task, we need to know the subject both related to animal sciences as well as crop sciences. So we have chosen the topic which connects both the domain. This winter school is for the duration of 21 days, which extends up to 22nd February. We have scheduled nearly 35 lectures from different experts. The experts would be deliberating on topics which cover both the plant as well as animal relationships. After each session, enough time has been allotted for the discussion and to answer the queries from the participants. experts to deliver these 35 talks are very carefully chosen. We have today experts from 11 different organizations across the country, not just from Indian Council of Agricultural Research or from state agricultural universities. We do have experts from organizations like ministries. We also have experts from NIRD Hyderabad, as well as we have experts from IGNOU, the Open Universities. I will just name some of the organizations from where we have drawn the experts. We have experts besides from IGFRI, US, Dharwad and Raichur. We have experts from GB Pant University, Pantnagar, National Institute of Plant Genome Research, New Delhi, BHU, Varanasi, College of Veterinary Sciences, Anjora, NIRD PR, Hyderabad, IGNOU, Ludhiana, as well as from NIANP, Bangalore. The purpose of this program is just to break the monopoly and to pool the experiences and knowledge from different organizations across the country. The Guinean proverb goes like this: knowledge is like a garden. If it is not cultivated, it cannot be harvested. This winter school is a platform to cultivate the knowledge. I wish all the participants harvest it bountiful and emerge as more confident in their field than what they are today. I am sure 200 plus participants who have registered for the course will enjoy their learning and end up with the rich knowledge. Wishing a very pleasant learning to all the participants. I remain. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to introduce about the program. Over to you, Dr. Shah.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Nagaratna Biradar, madam, for enlightening about aim, impact, and the importance of 21 days winter school. Thank you very much for your introductory speech. Now, today with us, one of the most eminent person, Dr. A.K. Tripathi, Dean, College of Dairy Technology, DSVC, Kamadhenu Vishwavidyalaya, Chhattisgarh. I'm going to read about brief introduction and brief biodata of the sir. The Tripathi sir has graduated from Allahabad and sir has completed a postgraduate from NDRI Karna. And with a distinction, he started his journey as assistant professor, then become a professor in 2005, and he's an so many posts he have been in the university, and he is advisor for several research students and member for a different executive body like an IGKV, DSVC, Kamadhenu Vishwavidyalaya, and Banaras Hindu University, MAPSU, and other local institutions. The sir is a chairman for an Mukhyamantri Amrut Yojana, that's a Chhattisgarh government, that's a more prominent project. Sir was a chairman, and also he was a member for Executive Council of an DSVC, Kamadhenu Vishwavidyalaya, and he have been appointed by Chhattisgarh government, and he awarded with so many awards, and he is having so many publications. And sir is has been working as a OST administration in IGKV, Raipur, Dean of Student Welfare, and presently sir as a Dean for College of Dairy Science and Food Technology. Sir, it's a pleasure to have you here, sir. Now I will request you to speak few words on this occasion, sir. Dr. A.K. Tripathi, sir. Sir, over to you, sir. A.K. Tripathi, sir.
Thank you, sir, for inviting me. It's a great pleasure that you have remembered me for such an auspicious occasion to be with you. I appreciate the organizers and the presence of Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. N.B. Chetty sir and Vice Chancellor Dr. Katramani from Raichur and Registrar University of Agricultural Sciences Raichur, Dr. Nagaratna ma'am, Dr. Ratna Nashine, the organizer, and overall, I am thankful to Dr. Vijay Yadav and his team for organizing such a good winter school for 21 days. It is a great pleasure that it has been organized by Indian Grassland Fodder Research Institute and National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla, along with the University of Agriculture Sciences, Dharwad. This is I think, going to be a great contribution of knowledge to our young staff for 3 weeks. And in this winter school, the many dignitaries and specialists in their field will transmit the knowledge to the participants from different universities of the country. It is also expected that people will learn and will contribute in their lifetime to the society, to their university, and will earn the good name, fame, and upgradation in their career. I wish the participants and convey my sincere good wishes with one saying in Chanakya Niti Darpan that eko naap sublikshena sugandhe naap bane bane tasya vastaudya sa shishya kulbhushana. All those students, all those plants in different forests, either not beautiful, as we say, the branch of sandal doesn't have any flower and any fruit. So either it is not beautiful. If it is beautiful, is not scented, is not perfumed. But if it is perfumed and scented, then the plant is like that student who is having that two characters will raise the dignity of his institution and his own family. So I wish the students for their best future endeavor and enjoy the 3 weeks training program, which will be helpful for their career and for their institutions. Thank you all. Thank you organizers, and thank you Honorable Vice Chancellor, Registrar Sir, and all the dignitaries on the dais and participating. Thank you all.
Thank you, A.K. Tripathi sir, for enlightening about use of a training for the participant, how they can improve their knowledge and how they can implement in your field level. Thank you. Thank you very much, A.K. Tripathi sir. Now, you have one more our guest of honor, Dr. M.G. Patil sir, Director of Education Research, US Raichur, Karnataka. I'm going to read about a brief biodata of the sir. Yeah, sir has worked in a different cadre like assistant professor, associate professor, professor of horticulture, and professor and university age. And sir has also taken a post of Dean of Postgraduate Student, US Raichur. Sir has awarded with so many awards like in US Merit Scholarship, UNDP Fellowship for MSc, US Gold Medal for PhD, Distinguished Scientist Award, Lifetime Achievement Award, and Outstanding Achievement Award in Horticulture. And sir, is the main area of work is on water in drip irrigation. That's the effective use of water in drip irrigation, weed management in onions. And sir has guided more than 16 PG students, and he has handled more than crores together project, extramural projects. And sir has visited China, Australia, and Malaysia also. And sir is having given much more importance in biotechnology application, agri-business, agri-entrepreneurship. There's so many, still the biodata is not ending. Anyway, now we are great honor to have you here, sir. I request Dr. M.G. Patil sir to address the gather. M.G. Patil sir, please.
Thank you, Dr. Manjunath. So this 21 days winter school on modern practices of plant and animal nutrition for sustainable agriculture production and intensive livestock development organized by ICR, Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, University of Agriculture Sciences, Raichur, Karnataka, National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Baramulla. And this inaugural session's President, the distinguished Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Agriculture Sciences, Dharwad, and my teacher, Dr. M.B. Chetty sir, the chief guest of the function, Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, Honorable Director, ICR, Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute, Jhansi, and Dr. A.K. Tirupati, Dean College of Dairy Technology, and the organizing director, Dr. Nagaratna Biradar, the course director, Dr. Chandra Naik. I am happy to be a part of this inaugural session, and indeed a great pleasure to address this 21 days winter school. First of all, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. K.N. Kattimani sir, for giving me this opportunity to participate in this winter school. And I also thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity. This COVID-19 pandemic, which came all of a sudden, has affected our several activities, but we have learned several good things, especially one of them is the virtual mode of conducting the webinars, training programs, meetings, and the winter school, which you have organized. It is really a very much essential, and this winter school is very need of the hour. And even our academic also, the online classes, etc., we have done without affecting the academic year. So as we all know that the plant nutrients play a major role in the development of the plants and also the animal and also human beings. So the nutrient requirement, it varies. I don't want to stress much upon that. Some nutrients are required in large quantities, some are required in very traces. And as a result of that, anyhow, we have to provide a balanced nutrient for the plants or for the animals. And in turn, which they are going to provide the balanced nutrients to our human beings. So, but in the recent years, what we are seeing is, especially when we notice in our Tungabhadra command area or UKP command area, we find indiscriminate use of the nutrients. Excess fertilizers are being used, but they are not being balanced. They are not providing the balanced nutrients, but the few nutrients only are being provided in excess, and also the irrigation in excess. So this is converting the fertile land into an unfertile and alkaline and calcareous soils. So this will certainly in near future, the land which has come from the nature, we are destroying it and we are making it unfit for the production. So actually such a type of trainings or the whatever the the research that we conduct and make exposure to our young scientists and the students, certainly it will help in use of the balanced nutrient for the crop plants. So several research have been done, that is the fertigation, especially the fertigation scheduling, wherein we can provide the required quantity of nutrients to the required quantity of nutrients to our to the plants, so that there won't be any excess nutrients that is being applied to the plants. And now I think we have to make use of ICT and IoT tools for the agriculture, which are being used, but still this has to become in a big way, so that wherein we can apply the specific nutrient at specific stage of growth and at the specific site, so that this will go in a long way in providing the balanced nutrients to the plants. Similarly for the animal feed also. And now we are converting the fruits, nutrification is done, and the food is provided to the human beings. Similarly to the animals feed also, so that when we provide a balanced diet and nutrient feed to the animals and also the nutrients to the plants, certainly this will go in a long way and increasing the productivity and increasing the quality of the produce. So in this way, when I just as the madam has highlighted the several topics that have been covered, and also the renowned scientists have been invited who are going to give the lecture in this 21 days, and even the practical classes assignments are also been have been organized in this training program. Really, I congratulate the organizers for very nicely organizing and covering the topics and the renowned scientists in this winter school. So I wish best of luck to all the participants and also the organizers. And it's also my request for the participant to take interest in the topics, and so that it will help in enriching your knowledge and taking the the research or the research, what are the needs of the research in future that are to be done. So with these few words, once again, I thank the organizers for inviting me for this inaugural session, and indeed giving me a chance to say a few words. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, MG Patil sir, for enlightening how the virtual training is an important in case of a COVID-19 pandemic, and also importance of an online classes, and also balanced nutrition for both plants and animals, what is the importance and everything enlightening. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now, today we have our chief guest. Thank you, sir. Today we have our chief guest, Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, sir, that's Honorable Director, ICR, IGFRI, Jhansi, UP. Now, I'm going to read out brief biodata of Vijay Kumar Yadav, sir. The sir is born on an outstanding scientist in forest breeding, and he has a number of publications in both national and international journals, and he is a president for a prestigious society, that is an Range Management Society of India. So we are honored to have you, sir. I request Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, sir, to speak on this, in this occasion. Sir, Vijay Kumar Yadav, sir, please, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Manjunath. Thank you. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible, sir. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, and good morning to all of you. Most respected Professor M.B. Chetty, sir, renowned plant physiologist of country, not only country but of world. Honorable Vice Chancellor, US Dharwad, Dr. N.G. Patil, sir, Dean and Registrar of US Raichur, Dr. A.K. Tripathi, Dean College of Dairy Technology, Kamdhenu Vishwavidyalaya, Chhattisgarh. Dr. R.A. Saha, the President of NADCL, different office bearer of NADCL, my own colleague, Dr. Nagratna Biradar, officer in charge, Southern Regional Station, Dharwad. Dr. R.B. Kumar, Head of Division, and all the participants of this training program. Dear students, good morning and welcome to this inaugural session. First of all, I congratulate to NADCL for taking lead in the organizing the different training program. As in the beginning, I have been told that this is the 6th training program being organized during this COVID period. Really, this is a good achievement by the NADCL. They have taken a way forward to utilize and provide the knowledge in the sustainable and the the feasible manner, and the number of the scientists, Krishi Vigyan Kendra, our extension officer, workers, program coordinators, all have been participating in the different programs, and I have been the part of some program organized by NADCL in the past. So I congratulate to Dr. Saha and all his colleagues of NADCL, and they have taken many good steps, and this is really a good step where we are using the modern technologies to disseminate the knowledge, and not only from a particular institution but from the all over the country, and this is appreciable. At this junction, I would like to also just in brief to tell to participants, especially to students, about our institution, our institute, Indian Grassland Fodder Research Institute. This institute is established in 1962, and we have headquarters at Jhansi, Uttar Pradesh. And beside our headquarters, we have 4 regional stations located in different agroclimatic zones of the country. One such station we have at Dharwad. Dr. Nagaratna is officer in charge of that station. Especially this station is mandated to cater the need of the research for the fodder crops and grassland and the human resource development for the southern part of the country. Another station we have at Abhikanagar, which is mandated to have research and the training and human resource development for the western part of the country. And 2 stations, one at Srinagar, especially for the northern hills, and other small station we have at the Palampur, especially focused research on the Himalayan pasture lands. Here in Jhansi, we have 7 divisions. We have a strength of the 122 scientists in approved, and as of now, we have around 90 scientists. 7 divisions, 7 head of divisions who are working in different area of the crop improvement and the production, utilization, and machinery development, grassland and silvopasture management, and seed technology and technology dissemination through our social science division. So we are working through these not only with as institute with the regional station, but we have our AICRP All India Coordinated Research Project on forage crop, where we have 23 our cooperating centers and 22 our volunteer center in the different part of the country, where they are joining in our effort to make the country sustainable in the fodder crops. So this is in the brief about IGFRI, where we are located and how we are working to make the country a fodder plus nation. Our objective is to make the country a fodder plus nation. As of now, we know that we have around 535 million of livestock. If you compare with the number, with almost double. And if you compare the scenario of the grassland and pasture land of the 1951 to the coming to 2019, almost 40% less area under the pasture and grasslands. If you talk about the area under the forages and the fodder crops, they have almost static around 3.5 to 4%. The livestock has been doubled. And the production of the milk you might be knowing that we are the highest milk producer in the world. Around 136 million we have produced, 136 million tons milk we have produced around 2018-19, and we are the almost first or second in the our other livestock production, like the meat or the egg. So as of now, many times we don't recognize the contribution of the forage scientists who have been working in the different part of the country, because in one hand you have doubled your livestock population, you have not increased the area under the crops, fodder crops, your acreage under the pasture land and grassland has been reduced drastically. In spite of all those odds, we have increased in the milk production, livestock production, and definitely the credit goes to the fodder scientists who are working in the different part of the country. And this is proven through the availability of the fodder. You might be knowing that there have been in past there have been different famine where the huge livestock population has been affected by those drought and famines. But this is the effort of the the pasture scientists or the fodder scientists, that the such kind of the instances has been reduced drastically. In the past also, I can take one example that in around 10 years back, we have been importing the Barsim seed of around 30,000 tons. But if you go by the data by 2019, it has been reduced only 5,000 tons. And we are committed to go for the zero, or to make the country self-reliant in the almost all the things, including Barsim seed, in the coming 5 years. And this has been happened, and we achieved through our partners who are working in the different state universities, ICR institutions, and my own scientists who are working at the regional stations and headquarters. Coming to the topic of today's the training program. The training program topic has been chosen: modern practices for plant and animal nutrition for sustainable agricultural production and intensive livestock development. Dear friends, this is one of the area where we need to be looked after, because there are many challenges which we are being forced by the agriculture as of now. The inputs, the cost has been increased, and we are living such a time that the climate change, many other challenges, including the soil erosion and other factors, are coming into picture. We are facing the many problems which has been caused due to the excessive fertilizer applications, and people are talking about the conservation agriculture, or sometimes we talk about the low external input agriculture, or where we talk about the sustaining the production by own. Lot of the talk has been, people has talked about the zero budget cultivation or zero budget farming. I'm not going in detail, I'm not going to comment on those things, but definitely when you talk about the sustainable agriculture, or you talk about the erosion, or you talk about the different aspects of the natural resource management, the fodder or the grasses are the ideal clientele to be considered for that. And if you talk about the nutrition management in the grasses and the fodders, it has been almost, you can say, the plant group where the almost lowest input has been being used. So that's why the production, when people talk about the production, not going to provide the highest production, that is not going to be happening. And same way, if you talk about the animal nutrition, although some of the commercial dairies where the people have been taking care about the nutritional portion or the animals, but in the many of the households, still the animal nutrition is the point of worry. At our institute, we are talking about the balanced nutrition management through the beneficial proposition, making the whole of the livestock production a beneficial proposition. That means balancing the nutrition through the cheapest sources of the available fodder and the feed. And if you talk about this, definitely the green fodder is the cheapest source of the nutrition for the animal. And this institute has developed many modules to manage the nutritional in the our lactating animals, as well as in the dry animals, through the use of the fodders and using the different conservation practices, including silage, baling, or the other TMR, or where we have developed the technology that can be used for making the nutrition in the animal more economical and balanced. So all those things, I hope, that need to be discussed in the training program. And as I have seen that list of the speakers, some of my colleagues from the institute will be also participating as a speaker, and the very renowned speaker has been invited from the other parts of the world, country. I think they will give present the situation to the participants about the being faced present contest by the agriculture and the livestock rearers, and we will discuss about the possible solutions. And I hope that through the active participation of the participants, trainees, and the resource person, this training program is going to be highly useful. I thank to NADCL for partnering with our institute. This is the second training program where we are organizing in partnership with the NADCL, and we will like to be continue as a partner in the future endeavors also. So thank you to one and all, especially to Professor Chetty sir for being present at the for chairing this inaugural session. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay Kumar Yadav sir, for highlighting the importance of forage and also fodder crops and sustainable agriculture, and also that you are working as an IGF for everything. Thank you very much, sir. Now we will move on to the most important things is a presidential address that will be given by our Honorable the Vice Chancellor, US Dharwad, Karnataka, Dr. M.B. Chetty sir. I'm going to read about brief biodata of the sir. Sir has completed his PhD in Department of Plant Physiology from IIRI New Delhi. And sir has gone for a postdoctoral studies at the University of California, Los Angeles, USA in 1987. And certificate of training in McGill University, Canada 2005. Served as a professor, University Head in Department of Craft Physiology. Sir has served as a registrar, US Dharwad, Dean, College of Agriculture Science, Dharwad. And sir is a Director of Education for US Dharwad, Director of Extension, and served as Assistant Director of General HRD New Delhi. And sir is presently working as the Vice Chancellor, US Dharwad from 29/2018 to till date. And sir has been awarded with so many awards, few of them. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Award for Excellency, Leading Education Award, Rajiv Gandhi Excellence Award, and so many awards. And also sir has guided 16 PhD student and 28 MSc student, and he is having more than 500 publications in both national and international journal, and he is having 11 books in his pockets. Okay, so honored to have you here, sir. Now I request Dr. M.B. Chetty sir to address our participant. Dr. M.B. Chetty sir, please sir.
Thank you, Dr. Manjunath. Thank you very much. Respected Director of IGFRI and my good friend Dr. Vijay Kumar Yadav, the respected guests of honor, Dr. Tripathi ji, the Dean of College of Dairy Technology, and Dr. M.G. Patil, the Dean DOE and Registrar of US Raichur, and the officer in charge and the principal scientist, Dr. Nagaratna Biradar, who is organizing this training program, and other participants from National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited, Jammu and Kashmir, Dr. Chandra Naik, Dr. Mukesh Kumar Meena from US Raichur, and Ratna Nashine from IGKV Raipur. I do not know whether she is there or not, but her name is listed in the program sheet. I am really glad that it's 21 days winter school on modern practices of plant and animal nutrition for sustainable agriculture production and intensive livestock development is being organized jointly by ICR, IGFRI, Southern Regional Research Station, Dharwad, US Raichur, and NADCL, Jammu and Kashmir. The learned speakers, both Dr. Tripathi ji and Dr. Yadav ji, highlighted the importance of fodder crops in the country. Because always we look at, because yesterday we had the foundation day of Dr. S.W. Mensinkai here, and Dr. S. Ayappan, the former very clearly that when we say that the food grain, we are concentrating only on the food grain production. Any scientists or any policymakers or any newspapers or any news channels, they only concentrate more on the food grain production. When it comes to food grain production, you all know that we have reached from 54 million tons in 1964 before the Green Revolution to the present nearly 300 million tons, maybe 298 or 297 million tons, which has been projected. But this year, Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has projected the food grain production of nearly 300 million tons. But we forget about other productions, like the production of horticulture produce, dairy products, fish, meat, milk, and many things we forget. So that's why when we say the production of our country and the all put together, it comes to 900 million tons. From now onwards, we have to say that the production aspect We should not just mention about 300 million tons. We have to say 900 million tons. Again, in this 900 million tons, we have not taken into account the fodder production. Because as the food grain production or the horticulture production or milk, meat and fish of the production is important. And in order to get, because we are number one in milk production, number one in egg production, number third in the fish production, and almost number two in horticulture production, and number two in food grain production. But in order to meet this demand, we need to have the fodder, which is an essential commodity, like any animal component, because we always refer only of the human consumption, but we cannot neglect the feed and fodder for the animals. So that is the reason, after realizing the importance of feeding the animals, the Indian Council of Agriculture Research established Indian Grassland and Fodder Research Institute at Jhansi, and the sub-center is opened in other places, and Dharwad is one of the sub-centers in the southern regions of this country. That's why we always have to think in mind that in order to have the enough milk production, enough meat production, enough egg production, we have to concentrate more on food and more and fodder production also. In this direction, I feel that the IGFRI, which has been established, I know the right from the day when Dr. Punjab Singh was the director of IGFRI, and then he became the director of IR and then the DG. So I know the IGFRI since Dr. Punjab Singh was the director of, because the IGFRI has made a commendable work and commendable progress as far as fodder production is concerned. Because when Dr. Shivkumar was here in Dharwad, before Dr. Nagaratna took over as the officer in charge of this regional station, and our Honorable Agriculture Minister, the then Honorable Agriculture Minister, Shiv Shankar Reddy visited the center. And during that time, our minister was very much concerned about the fodder production also. So then he requested the IGFRI Center to collaborate with US Dharwad to submit some projects so that some funding can be given from the government of Karnataka. Of course, you are getting enough funding from ICR, but still then, because when we have to meet the demand of the state, certainly the state also has to take some interest as far as the fodder production is concerned. We submitted a project to the state government. I think it has been approved, and it is in fact it is being implemented now under RQVY project in collaboration with IGFRI Southern Regional Center at Dharwad. So that is the reason that it is not just the fodder production, because the quality of milk and also quantity of milk, especially we are concerned about both quality and the quantity of milk. But now we are getting synthetic milk, synthetic eggs, like synthetic rice. Even I was really surprised to see some synthetic rice and synthetic eggs. But similarly, synthetic milk is also coming. We want to have a natural milk, natural egg, and all these things. We have to have better fodder production. I happened to visit one station nearby Dharwad, the dairy. I happened to visit the dairy. The way the animals are kept, the day dairy is, the hygiene in the dairy is maintained. It is really amazing. It's not too far from the university headquarters. It is just 30 kilometers from the university headquarters. I was really amazed to see the quality they have maintained. So that's why we have to give importance just not for only the quantity of the fodder, but also the nutrition, the quality of the fodder. And a lot of improvement have been made. A lot of developments have taken place, and considering the importance of animal nutrition, especially not only for the animal health, but also for getting the better quality and quantity of the milk. So in this direction, IGFRI at Dharwad Center is also really doing a wonderful job. I happened to visit the center a few times, including their research farms near Tegur. Then they're really conducting, and a good team of scientists working at IGFRI Dharwad Center. And Dr. Yadav also has visited a couple of times to the Dharwad Center. Maybe because of the COVID, we are a little away. Otherwise, he used to visit. And even Dr. Ghosh, who is a good friend of mine, who was a former director of IGFRI, he has also visited a number of times Dharwad Center, and they have a very high appreciation for the contributions made by the Dharwad Center. And this is one such another milestone, I can say, organizing such winter schools, which benefits a lot of farmers. I am seeing about 128 participants are taking part in this winter school. Of course, we do give winter schools from the ICR. You know that ICR trains a large number of scientific faculty every year. On an average, about 5,000 scientists are being trained by way of winter schools, summer schools, and CAFT training programs from the ICR. We invest a lot of money from the ICR also. But this National Agriculture Development Cooperative Limited has joined hands with IGFRI and US Dharwad. It's a really welcome sign. And certainly these kind of programs will go a long way in improving the health of the animals. I know that there are a number of learned speakers in this winter school because I'm not an animal scientist, but still, based on my little knowledge in agriculture, I can say that we cannot neglect the health of the animals, and we have to give a lot of importance for the dairy sector and particularly for the production of meat and milk. And certainly this training program will throw more lights on how best we can improve the dairy sector in our country. Already we are #1 in milk production, but we can still raise the production of this country, and we can export not only the milk products. A lot of milk products are being prepared. I happened to visit Anand very recently. About 3 weeks back, I was in Anand, and I had interaction with some of the scientists from Amul and also the Vidya Dairy, which is a part of Anand Agriculture University. And the movement of the milk movement started from Anand City with Dr. Kurian. And they have all realized the importance of animals and also animal nutrition. And that's how this particular program certainly would help in the sustainable production for the intensive livestock development. We speak of sustainable agriculture, we speak of integrated farming systems, and this animal component is one of the most important components of the integrated farming systems. The IFS modules, wherever the IFS modules have been established in the university, without the animal component, without fisheries component, without goat, without the all these, including piggery, they are incomplete. So they play a very important role in integrated farming systems, because the vision of Government of India is to double the farmers' income by 2022. In order to realize the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister have the doubling of the farmers' income by 2022, this IFS is one of the most important components. Again, in IFS, this animal component is very, very important. Without the animal component, the IFS modules are not successful at all. And for having the animal component, we need to earmark some portion of the land for the cultivation of fodder, the grasses and fodder. That's very, very, very important. Let it be a wasteland, but these grasses, because these grasses, most of the grasses, except some of the leguminous grasses, most of the grasses are C4 plants. I'm a physiologist. I know why the grasses grow so fast and lush green, and they don't require much of water. What they require is the sunshine, because they utilize the sunshine in a very, very effective way. And if just see, you can go on cutting every couple of days, every 4 days you can cut the grasses, and it grows very fast. Since it has that inbuilt photosynthetic mechanism of C4, mechanism of photosynthesis, and we can harness the inherent capacity of these grasses, and certainly it will help, because there is a lot of difference in feeding the dry fodder to the animals and also green grass to the animals. There is a lot of difference in the milk yield from the animal, which is fed with the dry fodder, because the animals relish dry. They eat dry fodder also, but they relish the green fodder. So that's why in this IFS modules, we earmark some portion of the land. Let it be bunds, let it be some wasteland, let it be marshy land. These fodders, they have the capacity to grow. And we have to identify the fodders, and the IGFRI has identified number of species which can be cultivated in marginal and submarginal lands. And also some studies are underway with the climate change, because with the climate change, what we are expecting is mainly increase in the carbon dioxide concentration and also increase in the temperature. Because we used to teach to the students, the carbon dioxide concentration is increasing on an average 1 ppm per year. But in reality, it is more than that. It's more than 1 ppm. Because when I started learning or teaching plant physiology, we used to teach the normal carbon dioxide concentration in the atmosphere is 330 ppm, but now it is reached to 400 ppm in the last 30 to 35 years. You can imagine, from 330 to 470 ppm carbon dioxide concentration is increased, and certainly these grasses respond very well to in enhancement in the temperature, mainly the temperature, because the temperature optimum for most of these grasses is much higher than the temperature optimum for the field crops, particularly C3 species, and even they have the carbon dioxide concentrating mechanism, and then they utilize the rise in the atmospheric carbon dioxide concentration, and concomitantly the rise in the temperature of the atmosphere. So in this direction, there is ample scope for the cultivation of fodder, and we cannot neglect the cultivation of fodder. This is very, very important if you want to sustain the animal health, animal production and productivity of all these animal products. The fodder is the very, very important component. In this direction, I compliment all the 3 organizations, IGFRI Dharwad Center, US Raichur, and NADCL Jammu and Kashmir, for organizing a training program to educate all of us about the importance of animal nutrition for particularly sustainable livestock production. I wish this training program a great success, and certainly this will help many universities to how best we can implement some of the issues which are discussed in the training programs for enhanced fodder production and enhanced milk and milk product production. Thank you very much. I thank all the 3 organizers of all the 3 institutes for giving me an opportunity to preside over this training program, and I wish all the success for all the participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you, M.B. Patil sir, for an enlightening about the production of an horticulture production, meat, egg, and also fodder production, importance of a nutrition in case of a milk production, and you also enlightened about a quality rather than quantity. Now the quality is playing a very important role rather than the quantity. Thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful words regarding our training program. Thank you, sir. Now is an end of our training program. That's the last and is the vote of thanks by our post director, Dr. M. Chandra sir, Assistant Professor, Department of Crop Physiology, ARS, University of Agriculture Science, Raichur, Karnataka. Chandra Nayak sir, please.
Yeah, very good morning to everyone. Yeah, very nice program. This is the we are almost reached to the end of the program now, and it is the time to say vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who are all involved in the program. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Ratna Anasine madam. Today actually she is absent, but we were organized many trainings together, and in her absence, Dr. Manjunath from Veterinary Science, Veterinary University Bidar, he has managed the issue overall, and thank you, Doctor. Yeah. So then coming to Dr. Nagaratna Biradar madam. Yes, sir. Dr. Nagaratna Biradar madam very nicely presented her introductory address by as a organizing director. I thank you, madam, on behalf of all the participants and on behalf of all the multiple institutions. I thank you very much, madam. Then coming to Dr. Tripathi sir. Sir has highlighted the importance of the fodder at present situation, and also he was very well addressed about the importance of virtual training at present. So I thank you very much, sir, on behalf of all the multiple institutes and as well as on behalf of all the participants. Thank you very much, sir. Then Dr. M.G. Patil sir. When yesterday evening actually I requested M.G. Patil sir in absence of our Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. K.L. Kattimani sir. Then sir was actually in Gulbarga on some other occasion. Sir, really thank you very much, sir, for accepting our invitation and timely helping us by managing the as a guest of honor. Sir has pointed very well about the balanced nutrition, and the situation in UKP and TBP command area, how the farmers are being managing the nutrients, and how best what should we do in the future. And also, sir has pointed about the importance of the virtual training. And thank you very much, sir, behalf of the university, on behalf of NADCL, and behalf of all the institutes, and behalf of, on my behalf of, and also behalf of all the participants.
Thank you.
Then Dr. M.B. Chetty, sir, Vice Chancellor, US Dharwad, and most renowned plant physiologist. When sir was actually very busy, and I'm sorry, sir, I disturbed you yesterday, I think. And sir really he has made a time, and he attended our program and given a lot of information about the physiological issue of both plant and animal. And sir has also very well highlighted about the importance of IFS in farmers' income. Anyway, thank you very much, sir, on behalf of myself and behalf of Crop Physiology Department, on behalf of US RIPE, on behalf of all the institutes, on behalf of all the participants. I take the opportunity to thank Dr. M.B. Chetty, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Then, yeah, well, yeah. Okay.
Dr. Chandra Naik, sorry for interruption. Our director, Dr. Vijay Yadav, is also with us. Kindly propose vote of thanks to him.
Yes, yes. Yes, sir. Vijay Yadav, sir, also presented very well, and I thank you very much, sir, on behalf of IGFRI and behalf of all the institutes and behalf of all the participants. I take the opportunity to thank you, sir. Then,
thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Dr. Chetty matadadu.
So I should not forget Dr. K. Kattimani, sir.
Phone bandittu nimminda.
Busy schedule. He is unable to join with us, but in his absence, I take the opportunity to thank Dr. K. Kattimani, sir, behalf of all the institutes and behalf of all the participants. Thank you very much, sir. Then in this training, as a patron, Dr. R.V. Kumar, Dr. B.K. Desai, sir, Director of Research, US Raichur, and Dr. B.M. Chandragi, sir, Director of Extension, and all these three patrons of this training program. I also take the opportunity to thank Dr. R.V. Kumar, Dr. B.K. Desai, sir, and Dr. B.M. Chandragi, sir. And I also take the chance to thank Dr. Ratna Nasine, who is a Professor and Dean of College of Agricultural Research, Narayanpur. I thank you also, madam. Then, as a organizing director, Dr. Nagaratna, madam, he has already we mentioned that she was attended as a introductory remarks. I thank you, Dr. Nagaratna Biradar, madam, on behalf of all the institutes and behalf of all the participants. Thank you very much. And course convener, Dr. M.M. Dhanoji, sir, Dr. Amaregowda, sir, then Dr. Narendra Kulkarni, all the three of these course convener. I take the opportunity to thank you, sir, behalf of the university, behalf of all the participants, and behalf of all the organizers. Thank you, sir. Dr. Dinesh Uddhav Rao and Professor Raina Habib Kant, they are the section convener. I also take the opportunity to thank you both, sir. And I also thank our co-course directors, Dr. M.K. Meena, who is Assistant Professor in Crop Physiology Department, Dr. Ramesh Oyam, he is my colleague and a good friend, Dr. Vasudev Naik, who are also struggled a lot to increase the, to make the popularize this training program. And I thank you also, course coordinators. And I also thank Dr. Suma R.P. Patil, then Dr. Girish, then Sunil Ahmad, and also the Dr. Priya, Dr. Anand Naik, who is a Teacher Association President of US Raichur, Dr. Harish, who are all involved in this training and helped us to better organizing this training program. And Joint Organizing Secretary, Dr. Nazir Pala, Manjunath DR, Assistant Professor, Veterinary College. And I have to share my special thanks to Dr. R.A. Shah, who is from the beginning, actually we spent a lot of time, we had a lot of discussions, and even yesterday night up to till 1 o'clock we said they had discussions and making plan how to make and all, sharing links, making plan. I wish you a special thanks to you, sir, Dr. R.A. Shah, Srinagar, Jammu Kashmir. He is a NADCL coordinator, and also since it is a virtual training, IT engineer, he plays a very important role. Who runs the overall this training program for the 21 days? Dr. Azaf Farooq, who stays in Srinagar, Jammu Kashmir. Thank you very much, sir, for your cooperation. And also overall in the different committees like publication committee, then coordination committee, then different committees were all involved. To all the committee members, I take the chance to thank you all on behalf of all the participants and all the institutes. And I also thank the media people, both press and printing media. Then also I also thank the persons who are all involved directly or indirectly to organize this training program, and especially some student leaders like Dr. Sharanappa from Agriculture University Raichur, who has also supported me a lot, and even the Balaji from Bagalkot, from some students from Dharwad and Bagalkot also. So overall, I thank all the members, all the department colleagues, all the university scientists, all the officers of the university who are all cooperated and who are all guided us for the better management of this training program. So overall, I thank you once again, one and all, and I thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. M. Chandranaik, sir, for giving your vote of thanks. Again, on behalf of all of us, I thank you. Thank you very much. So we are ending the session as of now. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Dear participants, maybe a link will be shared for an lecture. Please go through an WhatsApp group. Link will be shared over here. We are ending the meeting as of now. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Madam, hello.
Yes, yes, please.
Ma'am, are we going to start the session which was supposed to start in this session?
Yes, Dr. Manjan Gowda is already ready.
So we can start. We'll give 5 minutes break in this session, and we can start from this session only.
No issues. I'll request to Manjan Gowda, because he has to share the slides. Just give him 5 minutes time.
Okay. Yeah. Students all are requested to stay in the session. Just take a break of 5 minutes and come back to the session again. We'll have the first session of the 21-day program. We'll have our resource person with us who's already present. He just needs to set up, give us 5 minutes. We can join this same session after 5 minutes.
Dr. Manjan Gowda. Dr. Manjan Gowda, are you there?
Yes, madam. I'm online.
Okay. Yeah, just to open the slides on your desktop.
Okay, madam. Just I'm sharing, madam.
Yeah.
At the bottom, you have an option of present now.
No.
Yes, I can see it. Yes.
Yes, please.
Click on entire screen.
Yes.
Are the slides open, sir?
Yes.
Yes.
Is it visible slides?
No. Can you come to the window where you hear us, where you see ma'am? At the bottom there is present now.
One second.
In Google Meet window, there's an option of present now.
Yes, I'm clicking there.
Then click entire screen.
Yeah, I clicked. The slides are visible here.
Yeah. You do one thing. Click on the screen and then press share at the bottom. Follow my instructions. You will be shown a dialog box. Click on the dialog box and at the bottom.